If you want to make six figures in 2026, you don't need to go to college, prior experience, or a team. You just need to start a commercial painting business. So in this video, I'm going to show you the exact 17-step system to build your own one-person commercial painting business, exactly how to make $120,000 a year from it, and how you can literally start this business today. To start, I have to show you how I built my own commercial painting business from scratch. Within 30 days of using this exact system, I closed a $97,000 commercial painting project. And since then, I've won over $1 million in commercial painting jobs as a solo operator. No employee crews, no industry connections, and no paid ads. Just this system applied consistently. Step number one, you need to make a plan to what type of commercial buildings you're going to be starting with. With commercial painting, you're going to be focusing on building repaints. These are the buildings that are already painted but need to be updated. So commercial clients will pay you to repaint them. And there are two different types of commercial painting categories. Number one is small commercial repaints. This would be anything from $500 to $10,000 projects. So these would be small offices, retail spaces, restaurants, or small warehouses. These are the best jobs to start with because they're just easy to bid on, they're easy to manage, and they have a lot less risk. Number two is larger commercial projects. These would be anything from $10,000 or higher. This would be like painting large warehouses, apartment complexes, schools, or large industrial buildings. Now, these jobs can be profitable, but they require a lot more in-depth bidding, crew management, scheduling, and cash flow. And just a quick tip, I would stay away from apartment turnovers and new construction. Both of these are low margin for profit, and you'll just be waiting around sometimes 30 to 90 days before you actually see final payments. So the plan is just to start with small commercial repaints. Don't go after anything that's $10,000 or higher until you have some experience built up. Step number two, you need to figure out how to get your business attention. Otherwise, it's going to be impossible to get clients. And it starts with your name and branding. Just open up your laptop, and the first thing you need to do is get your business name. And it has to relate to commercial painting specifically. And don't get all ridiculous with it. You know, fancy pants or biggest of all commercial painting company. It just has to be professional. This is a six-figure business you're running. Your business name should instantly tell commercial clients that you're the right person for the job. If they don't understand that you paint commercial buildings, they won't hire you for their painting jobs. So let me show you how to create your business name so commercial clients know exactly what you do. Just go to this free website. It's called Name Links. You type in commercial painting, your city, and give it one thing your city is known for. For me, everyone here knows this city is about protecting the environment, so I will add that in there. But if you don't know what your city is known for, you can just Google it. Hit enter, and it will generate you custom business names. And look at this. The logo is already mocked up for you so you can visually see them and pick which one you exactly like. It gives you different styles. I'm going to pick this one. It looks amazing. Next, click that logo. And now it's going to give you the option to change the color and adjust it according to what you want. But before you get attached to a specific name, just make sure that it's not taken by another business. This is for branding purposes. You don't want the same name as another business. You can just simply Google that company name just to make sure. Number three is get legal. You have to get legal, and every state requires you to register your business. Just go to your state's website and register your business as an LLC. The LLC just means that it's a limited liability company. Basically, if anyone sues you, they can't go over your personal assets. They only have access to your business. So it keeps your business and personal stuff separate. As you register your business, you have the option to get a DBA, which is doing business as. If you ever see company names with LLC at the end, local commercial painting LLC, you don't want to have to put LLC at the end of your business name everywhere you sign. So just get a DBA so you can name the business exactly what you want. So it would be something like ABC Commercial Painting instead of ABC Commercial Painting LLC. Next is to get your EIN number. It's your employee identification number. This is for tax purposes with the IRS. Just go to the irs.gov website, and on the main page you'll see it. You can sign up, and this one here is for free. The next part to getting legal is setting up your business account. This keeps your business separate from your personal bank account and keeps all the business transactions in one place. All you have to do is call your local credit union. I personally use Chase Bank for my business, and you set up a time to meet with your bank advisor. When you meet with them, you give them your EIN number and fill out the application, and then they issue you a bank account and a business debit card. I also sign up for a business credit card, which is a huge benefit when it comes to commercial painting because you're always buying stuff. Every purchase, you just rack up airline points where you can buy a vacation or just take it as cash. But here's the thing. Just be smart with a credit card. Make sure you have the funds available before you make any purchases because your business line of credit is going to be very valuable as you progressively build your commercial painting business. Now, the final part of getting your business legal is your contractor's license with your state. Now, some states don't require this. I would just Google it to make sure if your state does require it or not. I just went into the local contractor office, filled out an application with my business name, EIN number, and paid them $140 and they approved me on the spot. They basically just wanted me to pay them and they gave me the green stamp of approval to work as a contractor in my state. Here's the thing. You're a commercial painting business owner now. So don't let these small things like driving down to the contractor's office stop you from getting it done. It's actually not that hard at all. It's just one of those things that it's going to take me longer to explain the process than you getting it done. You're going to look back at this one day and think it wasn't actually that hard. Step number 4 is get your insurance quote and get bonded. Now I say get an insurance quote because you don't necessarily want to start paying monthly payments on insurance if you don't actually have any commercial painting jobs yet. But some states require you to get insured before you can actually get your contractor's license. So again, you just need to check with your state's regulations. So for now, just get an insurance quote. And there's one company that I recommend. It's called Ergo Next. And I've been with them for years and you could just simply go online and get a quote for free. Now, the type of insurance you're gonna need is called general liability coverage with $1 million policy with a $2 million aggregate. What the 1 million policy means is that it's going to cover you up to $1 million per incident. And the 2 million aggregate means that it's going to cover you $2 million total for that year. And all the general liability policy does is protect you and your business in the event that something goes wrong. Next, you need to call a local bonding company to get bond coverage. And for me, in my state, I had to get a $30,000 bond to work on commercial buildings. The bond basically means if you don't complete the contract between you and the client, that they can file a claim against you and take the money right from your bond to get the job completed and fixed. So just make sure you always complete the contract between you and the client and they will never file a claim. The next type of insurance, it's called workman's compensation insurance. And again, that just depends on your state where you live. But since you're a solo commercial painting business owner and you don't have any employees, you won't have to be required to file any workman's comp to protect those employees. So for general liability, it's going to run you probably about $200 a month and the bond is $200 a year. Step number 5 is just set up basic accounting. Now, you need an accounting software so you can track all your expenses from day one. When tax season comes around, you don't want to be scrambling, digging through receipts, guessing what your numbers are, or looking unorganized. You want everything already tracked and lined up inside your accounting software so you can just simply hand it over to a tax professional at the end of the year and they'll handle everything else for you. Now, the one that I recommend is called Wave. It's free and it's very simple to use, which is perfect when you're starting out. Now, when you're starting out, you want to keep your monthly expenses as low as possible. You can always upgrade later. So in the beginning, you could just use a free plan because Wave would give you everything you need when you're first starting out so you don't add in any extra bills. So just get your accounting software set up immediately. Don't wait until tax season to start organizing your money. Step number 6, get your basic tools. One of the first times I met with a commercial client at a job, I tried to cover up the fact that I forgot my laser measure to measure the actual room. So I got pictures and guessed the paint amount and I was way overpriced and the client knew it. So before you start bidding on commercial painting jobs, you just need a few basic tools so you look professional when you first meet up with the commercial client. First, you need 2 measuring tools. For interior offices, use a laser measure to get the dimensions. So you just measure the width from one wall and then the length from the opposing wall and then the height from the floor to the ceiling. I paid $20 at Home Depot for this one. For exterior bidding, you should also have a measuring wheel to get the measurements of the exterior surfaces of the commercial buildings. You just turn it on and wheel it on the ground and measure the length and the width of the commercial building. This one was maybe $50. And then actual bidding or estimating the cost of the job. This is the most difficult part for beginners. That's where you need a bidding calculator. This will be a spreadsheet where you note down the measurements of the offices or the exterior of the commercial building using the laser measure or the measuring wheel. Then you add the total labor hours. This gives you how many hours it's going to take to complete the job. I'll walk you through exactly how to calculate how long the job will take later on in this video. And after adding the labor hours and the materials costs, this is how many gallons of paint and sundries you're going to need for the job. Sundries are things like plastic to cover the windows or the floors and tape. Then don't forget about the profit margin, which is the amount of money that you're going to make on every job after you pay the paint, sundries, and labor. The standard in a healthy business is 50% profit margin on every job. So just make sure to always add 50% profit to your estimates. So if you add all this together, you get your estimate for that job. And that's everything you need to note down on your bidding calculator. Now, this is a lot to remember. So I've planned this and everything else out that you need to get your first client in 30 days, step by step. The link is below. So the next tool you're gonna need is a cell phone with a good camera. So you can take pictures of the job, document the condition of the walls, take any notes, and keep records of what the customer showed you during the job walkthrough. Then you just want to get some basic job site safety gear. Get a safety vest because some commercial properties may require you to wear one of these when you're walking the job with the client. You should also have steel toe shoes, especially if you're going to be visiting industrial sites, warehouses, factories, or active construction areas. Step number 7, get your business online. In 2026, commercial clients are not calling a business they can't find online. And before they call you, they're gonna Google your business. So you just need to build a professional website. This will be the first impression you'll give them. And if you don't have a website, they won't trust you to paint their commercial buildings. The good news is you don't have to hire someone to spend weeks on trying to figure out how to build a website. So let me show you exactly how you can build your website in minutes. Just go to HubSpot.com, a website builder that just generates you websites based on the information you give it. You just answer a few questions about your business, your industry, your service, and a short description of what you do, and it builds the whole thing out for you. This top section here of your website is the most important part. Here, you want to quickly offer a solution to the problems commercial clients are facing. Then just add a service section and your about page. And on top, I always put a contact form that actually works. And then here, just put a simple form that they can fill out to book estimates with you. Then you just spend maybe 15 to 20 minutes customizing it. Add your business name and your logo and write a couple lines about your story. So you just went from 0 online presence to building a professional website that makes you look like a 6-figure commercial painting business. But here's the thing, a website just sitting there does nothing. You need to get commercial clients to it. Step number 8, start warming up your commercial painting clients. Now you're gonna wanna start getting commercial painting clients coming to your website and booking bids with you. These are your leads and you need to warm these people up first. So you just need to start creating the right type of content so they notice you and reach out. This is how you're gonna build trust before you ever meet the commercial client. And it's the only way to stay top of mind. Unfortunately, most solo beginners miss out on this step completely because they think they're gonna have to hire a marketing team to create content for them. So let's use ChatGPT to automate this entire step. Just go to ChatGPT. You can use a free account to do this. Just type in, give me 10 video ideas that would interest commercial clients who manage commercial buildings. Look at these 5 content ideas right here. This will save you hours every week. These topics are gold. So all you got to do now, pick one of these topics, go record a short video. You can do it in your home office or at the park, and then simply upload it to 2 different places. The first one is the website you just built, and the next one is going to be on LinkedIn. More about LinkedIn here shortly. So just go back every week and ask ChatGPT for more content ideas. And commercial clients will now think that you have an entire marketing team working for you, but you're just a solo commercial painting business owner. Now you built the #1 thing when it comes to commercial clients, credibility. But how do you go from showing up online to actually making money? Step number 9, find commercial clients who need their buildings painted. This is what makes building a solo commercial painting business easy. Instead of building a big team of people trying to chase every commercial client out there, all you have to do is just go to where the commercial clients are hanging out. On LinkedIn. But you have to be proactive with reaching out to commercial clients every day, and that can definitely slow you down. So you're going to use a software called Dripify. This is going to find commercial clients for you on LinkedIn, connect with them, and send them direct messages, and it's going to automate the entire process for you. So let me show you how to set up your Dripify account. First thing we're gonna do is create an account. We're gonna pick just a basic plan for now. You can always upgrade later. And then once we sign up, it's going to prompt us to connect our LinkedIn account. So if you don't have LinkedIn already, go set it up. It's free. Once we're in our Dripify account is our dashboard. The objective here is we're using this as our sales machine so that we can connect with people on LinkedIn. The people that we're trying to target are facility managers right now. You can also go after property managers, but for this, I'm just going to show you trying to get facility managers to connect with you so that we can start a conversation with them and eventually get them into our pipeline to set up estimates. But we're going to want to go to our settings first. From there, we can see our connection requests per day is 20. We want to keep it there. If you need to adjust that at all, just unactivate it and you can adjust that number accordingly. But 20 is a good starting point for your first day. And we're going to want to set up our campaign. This is where we're going to set up automations to connect with people, and to once we connect with them, then we're able to private message them. And that's our goal with this. From here, we're going to create a campaign. Going to want to say we're going to add leads. We're going to do just a basic one. Now it says filter the profiles on LinkedIn search and paste them to your URL. So we're going to go to our LinkedIn account. You're just going to type in facility managers. And then from here, we're going to go to people. And then we're going to add in our certain location. So for here, it's just going to be Dallas, Fort Worth. And then it's going to give us all the results for the facility managers who are in this area. And then we're going to copy and paste LinkedIn URL. And then we're going to go back to our Dripify account and we're going to paste that URL here. Boom. It says, okay, you got 250 results just in that one little area. That's a good result. The same leads are found, recommended, yes, next. And then we're just going to title it. So just put FMs for facility managers. Now that we got a list, we want to do what's called a sequence, where we're going to have a chain of events that's going to take place. And then we're going to hit next and we're going to create our first sequence. So we're just going to click, for now, just pre-built templates are fine. Generate leads, our first one. And just so you know, like this is what this looks like. So basically this is a sequence of events that takes place depending on what that person does. So we're going to select this template. So the first thing we're going to do, 20 a day, we're going to send them an invite. For your invite, you never want to send a message. Just send a blank connection request. It has the highest converting that I've seen. Just send as many as you can, which is 20 per day, and blank. Don't put a message. That's what everyone else does. It doesn't matter. They're going to go to your profile and they're going to view it, so it doesn't matter. Then you're going to wait. At that point, we're going to give it 3 days before we send them. So that's 3 hours. Going to go 3 days before we send them the first message. And then after that, we're going to wait another 3 days and then we're going to send them a follow-up. And then that's it. We're going to leave them alone at that point. So after 4 days, you're just going to hit end to sequence and then we know it's done. So no message. Our first message, we're going to add in a tested LinkedIn message that's already pre-created. So you can copy and paste this for your own. This is what I recommend. So you're going to put hi, their name. The reason for this message is I saw that you're a facility manager at their company name. I found that most facility managers need painting work done without affecting operations. This is important because now we're talking their language. We can complete projects on the weekends or after hours to minimize this impact. And then you just end it with a short question. I'm curious, how are you handling that right now? Then we're going to wait another 3 days. Get rid of their template here. And we're going to put in our own message. Put, hey, name, any feedback on my message I sent you or no. It's a real straightforward message. Feedback, everyone wants to give feedback. So put that in there. You can tweak things how you like, but I'm telling you, both these message I've already used a lot. They convert people to talk to you. And once they start talking to you, that's when you can message them back. And then that's like, yes, I need a bid. And then you send them your calendar invite. I mean, that's how quick this stuff acts. So you just hit save and then it's done. That sequence is complete. That's all you're going to do. And then at this point, you know, just give it a campaign. Just put your first campaign, done. And then you're going to hit save and launch. You just built an automated sales machine. And here's the thing, even a 2% response rate on 500 connections is 10 potential clients. If you just close 4 of those, that could be 1,000, 3,000, or even 5,000, depending on what type of project they need painted. This is how a solo commercial painting business owner does the work of a 5-person sales team. So now you're getting commercial clients reaching out and asking you for help. That's amazing. Step number 10, get a painting rep. Now, with commercial painting, it's important to note that you're going to need to start building partnerships, and especially with your local painting reps. And when it comes to building partnerships, you help them out and they return the favor. So just call your local paint store. For here, it's Sherwin-Williams. Just call the store and ask to speak to the local painting rep. And just explain how you're a new business in town and you want to set up an account. And when you meet with them, you're going to fill out an application with your EIN number. And this basically gives you a line of credit with Sherwin-Williams. That way you can charge any materials to your account when you're working commercial painting jobs. Then once you get your first payment from your client, you just pay off the amount that you charge to the account. And the best part is the more that you charge and pay back, the higher credit limit they give you and the better discounts they give you on any painting materials. But here's the most important part. Just make sure that you build a professional relationship with your painting rep, because they're going to help you find the right paint for your projects. They're going to help you find painting crews when you need them. They're going to bring you free commercial painting leads. They're going to give you better pricing on materials. They will hook you up with free gear. They will create company shirts for you. Listen, don't skip the step of building a partnership with them. I would recommend getting coffee or lunch with them at least once a year. Step number 11, price out your first commercial painting job. You're going to need to learn how to bid commercial painting projects, so you'll need a bid system to follow. The bidding system helps you figure out how much to charge to commercial clients. And when you're brand new, pricing jobs can be the hardest because you probably won't know exactly how to come up with the right number. So I plan this out and everything else you need to get your first commercial client in 30 days, step by step. So just go grab it with this QR code on the screen, or the link is below in the description. Now, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to bid your first commercial painting project and gather the details you need before giving the price to the commercial client. All right, so now I'm going to walk you through how to bid this room here. This is just a conference room here. I'm doing a bid for a commercial client, and so I figure it's a good opportunity to walk you through how I bid an interior office space. I got my laser measure here, and we're going to just measure our length, so from one wall to the other, and then we're going to measure the width, so from one wall to the other, and then I'm going to put the laser measure on the floor. We're going to get that to the ceiling so we can get our square footage of exactly the wall space, so I know how much paint and I know how to charge this commercial client. We'll just turn our laser measure on here. First measurement, it's going to be, you can't read that, might be backwards, 14 foot, and then we're going to go the other way, and now we got 30 feet, set it on the floor and get to the ceiling height. So we just set it on the floor, and that gives us 11 and a half feet to the ceiling. So now we can just input it into bidding calculator. So let's jump over here and I'll show you how I do that. All right, so we're back at our bid calculator now. So we got all our numbers. Cool thing about the laser measure is it keeps track of all your previous measurements. And we're going to input that into our bid calculator. Pretty simple to use. You know, you got all your customer information up here, your project type, the date, and then down here you're going to just go line by line. So our first area, you know, we'll click this and we're going to go to conference room. And then our work category, we're just doing the walls on this one. And then we're going to input our measurement, 14 by 21 by 11. 14, 21, and 11. Then it does all the calculation for us. 770. The total price is 1540. Cool thing about this bid calculator is it automatically gives us how many gallons it's going to take for this office. Your price per gallon is going to change depending on your rate. This price includes 3 gallons of paint. So that's 1540. And that's the price that I'm going to give the commercial client. And that's including our profit. Half of this price, the 770 bucks, is going to go to our labor and materials, which the subcontractor gets half that. Our profit to paint this room is 770 bucks. And 2 other pages, you got your rates. And so you got all here, you got wall ceilings and any extra, but we didn't include any extra. And then our super paint coverage over here. I have room for your photos if you want to do that. So I always take a good wide shot of the office that I'm painting in any areas that need attention. So for this one, you know, there's not a lot, but there's a ding over here. So I take a picture of that, and that's going to be to show the commercial client on the bid review and to show the subcontractor so they know what to expect when they come to the job. So that's how you're pretty much going to bid any room. Pretty simple, straightforward office. I understand too when you're starting out though, it's going to feel really complicated. And you just need to practice over time and you'll get a lot better. I can walk in a room or see a building and I kind of know generally how much it's going to cost. So it just takes time. Also, what I did was I went to like strip malls, walked around, and I could look at the buildings and say, okay, how long is this actually going to take someone to paint this? It's real good to kind of go over that stuff in your head over and over so you get better at estimating because it is a skill. But now you have a good tool like this to use. So a small Little job like that, when I was starting out, especially in the spring, summertime, you can average 2 jobs a week, right around 52 weeks, or sorry, 50 weeks. So that puts you about 72 grand that year. You sprinkle in as you get better at estimating and you get bigger jobs, opportunity to bigger jobs, and you can sprinkle some of those in. And I mean, you're making over 120,000 a year. It really is, it just adds up that quick. I did that with one crew. So that's 2 or 3 guys on the crew, and I could do 2 jobs a week, especially little jobs where I do 2 or 3 offices, move to the next one. So it does add up pretty quick. Step 12, submit the proposal, sign the contract, and pick a start date. Once you start bidding for office painting jobs, the next step is to submit your proposal to the commercial client. So here's exactly what that should look like. Your proposal should have your business name and your logo at the top header section. Then you're going to show the scope of the work, the areas being painted, what materials will be used, how much the job will cost, and any important terms the commercial client needs to understand before moving forward. And don't just send them some random price in a text message. This is a 6-figure commercial painting business, so you want to look professional, create a PDF, and email it to them. And after the customer reviews and signs the proposal, the next step is to figure out the payment terms. Now, some commercial clients will pay with a check or a credit card. So just create a wave invoice for that and they can pay online. Now, most final payments will be net 15 or net 30. So net 30 terms just means that it's going to be 30 days after you complete the project before they issue a payment. But for every job, you're going to collect a 30% mobilization deposit. This is basically just them paying you a certain amount, which is 30% before the job starts, so that you offer into the agreement that you're going to show up on the day that you agree to, and then you're not going to collect the final amount till the job is completed to their expectations. Then you're just going to pick a start date. For your first job, I will push it 1 to 2 weeks out. Here's why. Step 13 is find subcontractors to partner with. Now that you got your first commercial painting job booked, you need to find reliable subcontractor painting crews to partner with, because you're building a solo commercial painting business and you're not hiring employees to paint these buildings. You're partnering with subcontractors who already have the skills to paint commercial buildings. It's simple. You bring them commercial painting jobs, they paint those buildings, and then you keep them busy with more work. So let me show you how you're going to find them and partner with them in 3 simple steps. Number 1 is your painting rep. So just give them a call and ask them if they know any subcontractors who are looking for work. Next, you can use Craigslist and Facebook groups. And you just get on there and you post that you're looking for reliable contractors in your area to paint commercial buildings. And over time, as you find subcontractors, they're actually going to refer you to other subcontractors. In fact, that's one crew that I have working for me right now. I found him through another sub that I actually was working with a few years ago. Turns out to be one of my best painting crews I have right now. Then after the reply to your Craigslist post, or you get your number from them from your painting rep, all you're going to do is describe the job and how much it pays. So for that office job that we quoted out earlier, you're going to pay them 50% of the total, which is $720. Then just show them the picture of the job and tell them that price includes the paint. And after the job is done and the commercial client pays you, you just simply write them a check for that amount. Number 3 is just make sure that they're reliable. So have them show you pictures of any recent jobs that they've done. Then just make sure that they're licensed and bonded too. And ask them if they can start next week. So that 1 week gives you a buffer to just interview more subcontractors, and then you could pick the best one out of those. I've been working with one crew now for years. All you do is give them commercial painting jobs. They show up and they get them painted. So now you have your first reliable subcontractor painting crew. Step 15 is manage the job. The most important thing you need to do on every commercial painting job is communicate. And if you're not used to doing this, start getting better. The more that you communicate with the commercial client and the subcontractor, the smoother the jobs will go. So let me show you how each job should go. Now, I say should. This is an outline, as every job is going to be different. Some jobs are more flexible start dates. Some jobs, you're going to need it done that week. Some clients are easy to work with, and some clients just need more attention. So before the job starts, typically the day before, send a reminder to the client and to your subcontractor. Then just simply let the client know when you're going to start and give yourself about 20 to 30 minute buffer. So don't say 9 a.m. I'll be there between 9 and 9:30. And that gives yourself and your subcontractor plenty of time to get there. Then just show up Introduce your subcontractor to the client, then make sure you open up the contract and walk the job thoroughly with the client. So what walls are you going to paint? What color are you going to be using? And what does the prep look like? So your prep work for an office would be covering the floors, any furniture that's close to the wall that's going to be painted, or removing those light switch plate covers before you paint. Then after you and the client walk the job down thoroughly, be sure to ask them if they have any questions. Then just let them know when you're going to be starting and when you're going to be finishing for the day, and that you're going to give them a call about an hour before the job is finished to meet with them to do a final walkthrough. Then just make sure that your subcontracting crew knows everything and have them text you about an hour before the job finishes. Then you just meet with the final client at the walkthrough. You walk around the office, make sure they're satisfied, and handle any touch-ups that they point out. Now, after the job is done, you collect the final payment and you pay your crew. Now, here's where you need to act fast on any commercial painting job. Let's say the commercial client calls you and leaves you a voicemail, and you can tell by the tone of the voice that something isn't right, or they just straight up tell you that they're not happy. That's when you need to act as quickly as possible. I mean, I would literally stop everything that you're doing and go take care of that commercial client. You don't want to just read an email or a text message from them and think, okay, I'll just get to that later. I mean, do you want to get paid for the job? Do you want a bad Google review? You're running a six-figure business here, so you need to respond fast and take care of every commercial painting client, or you're not going to have a business without them. Step 16, automate everything. The only way that you're going to build a commercial painting business that's generating $120,000 a year is building systems that do the work for you. Think about everything that's going to happen when you get a new client. You have to collect their information, qualify the job, schedule the call, send confirmation emails, remind them before the call, create a task for you to remember, and then you have to update your calendar. Doing all this with 5 leads a week, and you're losing hours just moving information around. So let me show you how to automate all this at once. A commercial client fills out a form on your website, say that they need their office painted. Instantly, their information gets added to a Dripify with the tag. Immediately, they get a link sent to them to book a 15-minute Zoom call. Once they book, your calendar updates automatically. Then a confirmation email and a reminder before the call. Then you get notified before the meeting, and a follow-up task is created so that you know exactly what to do next. And you can have all this working in the background without you needing a team of people to help you. Step 17, take action and keep getting clients. Now you know the exact steps to build a solo commercial painting business. The only thing left is to take action. The painting industry is a 220 billion plus industry. So there's plenty of work out there. The opportunity is real, but nothing happens until you move. So all you have to do is pick your company name, launch your website, book your first job, start building partnerships, automate one thing, then another, and another. But make sure that you go back, check in with your new commercial painting client, and ask them how they felt about the painting job. This is important because if you don't have any experience yet, you're going to learn a lot from the first job. The client's going to tell you exactly what they liked and what they didn't like, and that's where you can improve on. But here's the thing, don't take what they say personally, but use it to build a great, successful six-figure commercial painting business. And remember, you don't need to be perfect. And you definitely don't need to have everything figured out. You can literally start this business today, and you don't need to have some fancy education or a bunch of extensive background experience. So let me say this, congratulations. You've officially built a $120,000 a year solo commercial painting business. But the thing is, information without action is just entertainment. So go out there and get started today, and drop a comment below with any questions or any wins that you got from watching this free course. If you love the idea of starting your own $120,000 a year commercial painting business, I planned out every step to get your first paying commercial painting client in 30 days. The link is below this video where you can get it for free. Thank you for your time, and we'll see you soon.